Here's a tutorial of how to set up an account and enter data into the Wisconsin Bumblebee Brigade portal, specifically for the Milwaukee County Parks Bumblebee Monitoring Program. Log on to the website at the top of the browser here, www.wiatchery.net/inventory/BBB. Once you've navigated there, click Get Involved. Go close to the bottom and click Create an Online Account. You'll be prompted to enter your information. Note that you only need to do the required fields with the asterisks next to them. You may choose to have a different display name than your real name. Once you've entered all your information, tick the box saying you're not a robot and click Submit. I'm going to click Cancel because I already have an account. You'll be sent an automatically generated password to your email account. Once you have that, enter your email address and the password given to you, and click Login. I would recommend going right to the top here immediately and changing your password to something that's a little bit easier to remember. When you log in, you'll be taken to your personal account monitoring homepage. You'll see your personal information top left. If you need to change any of this information, you can always click Edit. You can see a breakdown of your sightings by survey year. You can see the total species that have been verified, and if you have any that are waiting on verification, unverified right here. Also gives you a summary of all the surveys that you've done and the different sites you've surveyed at. Of course, if you're just creating your account, you'll have to build up this information. So let's begin by showing you how to do that. Click Add/View Observations and begin by entering your first site. Your natural area will be the site name, and you'll scroll down to Milwaukee County. You'll now need to locate your natural area on the map. To find your site, choose the satellite view and utilize the zoom tools to locate your site. You can also use the scroller on your mouse. You'll want to move the map and not the red toggle icon. So zoom into your park, or if you have the specific GPS coordinates, you can enter them into the boxes above as well. So my survey was on the south side of Lake Park, and the exact location I want right under this red toggle icon here. Once you have that target right where you want it, click Next. Next, you'll put directions to site, which in most cases will just be the cross streets. For me, it's just west of Lincoln Memorial Drive. And ownership type for Milwaukee County Parks will always be public. Now that your site is saved, it will always show up whenever you log in and enter an observation, so there's no need to re-enter it. Now we'll begin by adding a survey for a specific day that you were out there monitoring bumblebees. Click Add Survey. And if you were in the same location as you picked for your site earlier, you can leave this, but you may have traveled to a different location within your natural area, so move the map accordingly. Mine will stay in the same location, and I'll click Next. For parks purposes, the survey type will always be incidental. For entering the survey date, a handy calendar will pop up, and you can click the month and date. If you're the primary observer, you can leave the default options here, otherwise you can untick the box and type in the main observer. If you have any additional observers with you, for instance a partner that you monitored with, type in their name here. Primary land use will be predetermined and the parks will give that to you. If you have any handy details for finding the site, you can type them here. For instance, there might be an oak tree, that's a good marker. And if you have any pertinent survey comments, you can also enter them into this box here. So for instance, it might have been a windier day than you expected when you were planning on going out and surveying, and that might have affected how many bees you were able to photograph. Once you've entered all the information, click Save Survey. Now we're ready to input the specific bumblebee observations. Click Add Observations and make your best species guess. There's no need to panic because all of these observations are verified. I believe that I saw a common eastern bumblebee. You'll input whether it was a drone, worker, or a queen. My bumblebee looked quite a lot larger than a lot of the workers I've been seeing, so that makes me think that she's a queen. I didn't see a nest, so I'll leave this box blank. And I only saw one of her. Enter any relevant observation comments into this box. If you know what flower species they were feeding on, that's really useful information for us at parks. I know that she was feeding on grass-leaved goldenrod. Also, you may want to put something in the comments about you saw that she had a black face, but maybe it wasn't reflected in the photographs. And by inputting that information, this could really help make a positive ID that you otherwise might not be able to get. When you're ready, click Save. Now you're ready to upload the photos of the bee. So you'll click this Choose File button here, and you'll see a box pop up. You'll navigate to the spot in your computer where your pictures are. I have it all queued up to my pictures photo. So, clicked import there, and now I'm going to load the image. And do your best to be patient here, especially if the files are pretty large. It might take a minute. I'm going to repeat this process with the second photo, uploading the image. And I have one more photo of the side view. Once you've uploaded all your photos, your screen will look something like this. As the website says, they do prefer 3 photos, ideally one of a side, face, and back shot. But you can upload just 1 photo or up to 5. Maybe some of your photos are a little blurrier and you think by adding 4 or 5 that could help make a positive ID. If you want, you can click on the photos to get a better view of them. If you need to at this point, you can edit any of the information for this particular observation. Once you're satisfied with the content you've uploaded for this bee, you can click Back to Survey Details. If you have additional bumblebees to enter, you can click Add Observation and repeat the process. You can click back to Site Details once you've entered all of the observations for that particular survey. And now you'll see the incidental survey pop up for that specific date right here with some of the details showing. Shows that I submitted just the single observation for that queen common eastern bumblebee and the date, July 17th. If I want, I can click on this and I can see all the details there. To get a quick summary, click on Back to Account. Now you can see the information from previous observations that I've made, and you'll now see within this column of unverified species that I have that one bumblebee sighting waiting for observations right here. At this point, if I want to add more surveys, I can just repeat the process by clicking Add/View Observations. I'll still have the same site at Lake Park, and then I'll click Add Survey and repeat the process. As long as you submit all your bee data to the Wisconsin Bumblebee Brigade, you don't need to report it to Milwaukee County Parks as well. Bee3 will pass along the information you provided them. Once you're all set, log out and treat yourself because you earned it. Thank you so much for helping us understand and protect bumblebees in our park system. If you have any questions, please contact us at parkscomsci@milwaukeecountywisconsin.gov. Happy surveying!